Hello, and thanks for choosing the Business English Career Playbook. This is where language learning meets career advancement. We'll be diving into practical business discussions to help you hone your English skills, making you a more effective communicator. To join our community and get all our latest episodes, please subscribe today.
Personal branding. Everyone thinks it's just about having a polished LinkedIn profile and a catchy tagline. But recent data shows that 85% of hiring managers make decisions based on a candidate's digital presence before even meeting them. That's a game changer.
Well, that's a startling statistic. And you know what's even more interesting? Most people don't realize how their digital footprint affects their career trajectory.
Here's what really fascinates me about this. Studies show that professionals with a strong personal brand earn up to 40% more than those without one. It's not just about looking good online anymore. It's about strategic positioning.
Speaking of strategic positioning, how do you think someone should start building their personal brand from scratch?
Well, let me share something counterintuitive. It actually starts offline. Research shows that successful personal brands begin with deep self reflection. You need to identify your core values, expertise, and unique perspective before you even think about social media strategy.
Hmm, that's really interesting because most people tend to jump straight into creating content without doing that foundational work.
Exactly right. And here's a fascinating data point. Professionals who spend at least 2 weeks defining their brand strategy before launching are 3 times more likely to maintain consistent messaging across platforms.
Oh, wow, that really puts things into perspective. But what about the visual aspects of personal branding?
So check this out. According to recent marketing studies, people retain 65% more information when it's paired with relevant visuals. That's why having consistent visual branding isn't just about looking pretty, it's about being memorable.
You know, that reminds me of how some of the most successful personal brands use color psychology in their visual identity.
Oh my gosh, yes! And speaking of psychology, let me share something fascinating. Research from Harvard Business Review shows that authentic personal brands that showcase both strengths and vulnerabilities generate 40% more engagement than those that only present perfection.
That's such an important point about authenticity. How do you balance that with maintaining professional boundaries?
Well, here's what the experts recommend. Follow the 80/20 rule. Spend 80% of your content sharing professional insights and expertise, and 20% showing the human side of your professional journey. It's like giving people a window, not the whole house tour.
That's such a clever way to think about it. And I imagine this varies by industry?
Absolutely right. And here's where it gets interesting. A recent LinkedIn study showed that industry leaders who share personal stories alongside professional content see up to 3 times more profile views and connection requests.
Well, that certainly challenges the old notion of keeping things strictly professional.
And you know what's even more surprising? The data shows that professionals who regularly engage with their network's content, not just post their own, see a 45% increase in new opportunities coming their way.
That really emphasizes the importance of being part of the conversation, not just broadcasting.
Exactly. And here's another mind blowing stat. Personal brands that consistently create content across multiple platforms see a 300% increase in their perceived authority within their industry.
That's fascinating, though I imagine maintaining that presence across platforms must be challenging.
Well, here's the key insight from top personal branding experts. It's better to be excellent on 2 platforms than mediocre on 5. Studies show that professionals who focus their efforts on platforms where their target audience actually spends time see 4 times better results.
That must be such a relief for people feeling overwhelmed by all the platform options.
You know what's really interesting about that? The most successful personal brands spend 70% of their time creating valuable content and only 30% promoting it. It's quality over quantity every time.
That's such valuable insight for anyone feeling pressured to be everywhere at once.
And let me share one final piece of data that I find absolutely fascinating. Personal brands that evolve with clear intention, making strategic pivots based on market demands, see 250% more growth opportunities than those that remain static.
Well, that really brings it all together. Personal branding is an ongoing journey, not a destination.
Exactly right. And remember this key takeaway: your personal brand is like your professional reputation on steroids. In today's digital age, it's not just about who you know, but who knows what you know. The data shows that strong personal brands lead to 60% faster career advancement and 50% higher perceived value in the marketplace.
And that's a wrap for this episode of the Business English Career Playbook. Thank you so much for tuning in and dedicating your time to improving your English. I hope you found our discussion valuable. If you want to keep building your career playbook with us, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss our next episode. Thanks again for listening.